Hey guys, welcome to the Touchdown Table. I'm Ryan, that's Tyler, that's Jordan. And in this video, we're going to be breaking down and highlighting some of the big games from the 2020 NFL schedule that just came out a few days ago. Obviously, really excited to finally, at least for now, know when the games are scheduled to be. A lot of good matchups. We're going to break them down for you and highlight the ones that we really like. So who wants to get us started?
Well, what we're going to do is just name some matchups. We'll talk about it a little bit, have a bit of a discussion, move on to the next one. Just get you guys informed on some of the good games that are going to come out.
There's a lot of
on
them.
This year's schedule. Hopefully this season starts on time. We are praying. Hopefully we get a full season because we love our football. We don't want to miss out on any NFL action and even college action once. Hopefully that comes because maybe we even talk about college football in this channel. We didn't as much besides the draft, but we like it, so it's a possibility. Sneak peek into our future, possibly. Anyways, that's not what this video is about. It's about the games. So, I guess actually, Ryan, you name off some of the few that you're thinking first, and then I'll name some off.
Well, just a couple that caught my eye as I was just kind of strolling through the various weeks. Obviously, the Texans and the Chiefs kickoff game, I think that's going to be a fun one to start the year. And then obviously, you look later down the stretch. I love what they did late in the season. They moved the game to Friday, so it could be on Christmas Day. Saints, Vikings, the history those two teams have with the crazy playoff endings. That should be a fun one. And then I personally hope this last one of them, I kind of hope this one was a little earlier in the year, the number 1 versus number 2 matchup with Joe Burrow and Chase Young, Bengals, Redskins. I kind of thought that would be cool to have maybe in week 1, but that's not till later in the year. I think it's week 11. Could be wrong, but it's not anytime soon. It's later down the stretch. So those are just 3 that caught my eye. I'm sure there's more as I continue to scroll down and look through here, but those are just 3 that I really like.
Yeah, so the first one you said was Texans-Chiefs. That's opening night. It's in Kansas City, I believe.
Yep.
So usually whoever wins the Super Bowl opens up, except for last year when it was the 100th year anniversary, and 2 of the oldest franchises, the Bears and Packers, played. So that's
Don't bring up that game.
That was
not good for Bears fans.
Not good game for viewers besides Bears fans and for Bears fans.
Yeah.
And Packers fans probably too. Anyways, so Texans-Chiefs. This obviously is a rematch of the postseason game that the Texans were up by a lot. I'm sure Ryan could tell you more about it than I could because he's a Texans fan and this hurt him a lot. Their team, the Texans, was up by so much over this powerful Chiefs and they had a huge comeback. And well, the rest of the story. Won that game, won the next one, went on to win the Super Bowl. So that's going to be a good rematch and a good first game. Hopefully a competitive first game of the season. Should be fun to watch.
I like a lot of the quarterback matchups in general.
I forgot about that too.
Yeah, that's one of them as well with Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes. That's kind of the main thing. There's a couple other ones. I think this year we're seeing maybe the 3rd time that Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady are playing against each other in both their extended careers. In Week 6, the Packers are at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's going to be a game to watch. That one's going to be really exciting. Some more quarterback matchups. We got Lamar Jackson against Patrick Mahomes. Again, let me keep going down and see if I can find any more. Patrick Mahomes against Tom Brady again. We've seen that one. It's coming back in different conferences.
That will not disappoint. That's going to be an offensive show.
So some of those I just wanted to cover. We can talk about them a bit more though now.
Yeah. So Ryan, what was the second one you said?
The Saints-Vikings Christmas Day one. I really like the idea of the Friday game.
That is a very good one to talk about. That's probably going to be one of my favorite games of the year because at this point, the Saints and the Vikings, it's become some sort of a rivalry game, even though they don't play each other very often. They are in the same conference, but not the same division, so they don't play each other that often. They play each other about every 4 years, like most, or 3 years. Is it 3 or 4? Whatever it is. I think it's 4. You could say 4. Anyways, they don't play each other very much, but it's become more of a rivalry, and they have played each other twice in the postseason. Saints getting heartbroken both times. So there was the Minneapolis Miracle, which was one of them, and then last year where the Saints were looking so good, and then they were not able to finish off that game as the Vikings beat them, and then fortunately lost the next game. Anyways, so that's going to be a fun one to watch. It's become more of an unknown rivalry can't say that word, and I'm sorry. Ryan
you
knows it.
struggle with that one. I don't know
He makes fun of me for not being able to say that word all the time. But that's gonna be a really fun game, and Ryan mentioned it. They put a game on Christmas again, so that's gonna be a fun Christmas game. It's gonna be fun for me because I love my Saints, even though I'm a Bears fan. Don't get me wrong, I love the Bears more than any other team, but I also do like the Saints. I enjoy rooting for them when I can, and I just enjoy rooting against the Vikings every Sunday, Thursday, Monday, or Friday or Saturday. In this case, Friday, I get to root against them. So today, I usually wouldn't get to root against the Vikings.
What an
but I get
honor.
to do it.
Yeah, I really like that they did that for the players that are playing in that game. Maybe they're not in favor of it, but as a fan, that's going to be so nice to be able to sit there on Christmas Day and watch some football. I'm so excited for that idea.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Then another one Ryan talked about, it was the Chase Young and Joe Burrow matchup. I believe he said it was week 11 of the season. That's going to be a fun one to watch. He said number 1 pick versus number 2 pick. So Chase Young will be rushing in on Joe Burrow, assuming they're both healthy, crossing our fingers at that time. So that should be a fun one to watch. Maybe it might not be the greatest 2 teams in the NFL playing against each other, but still a good story. And who knows, maybe the Redskins and the Bengals will have a turnaround season. I have high expectations for the Bengals. Redskins, I don't know so much yet. We'll see with them. But that should be also a fun one to watch.
Yeah, it definitely will be. And I want to get back to the Saints for a second, because as I continue to look at the schedule, the Saints have so many interesting games. Some that we talked about.
Such an interesting division now.
Yeah, that's true. And like what Jordan's saying, they play the Buccaneers twice. Drew Brees, Tom Brady, we're going to see that twice. And also the best game last year was that 49ers and Saints game. And we're going to see another repeat of that in Week 10. So the best game last year is once again be happening this year. Hopefully it lives up to the expectations, because that was one heck of a game.
Well, I'm sorry to say, but I don't think it's going to beat the expectations of what we already saw. If it does, oh gosh, sign me up for that.
We're not going to see another 48-46 score.
But yeah, I don't know.
You probably won't see.
Game. I don't know about that.
You probably won't see the 49ers scoring that much next season.
Yeah.
Why do you say that?
I'm just saying because they run so much.
Yeah,
it's hard to score that 40 plus points in the NFL. It's also a statement as well. Who knows? They do have a great offense, though. I will give it to the 49ers, but I also do like to point out that they run the ball a lot. But I like to specifically point out Derrick Henry more. Anyways, so we talked about the Saints and the Buccaneers matchup that we're going to see twice a year. Tom Brady versus Drew Brees don't really play each other that much, but we're able to see that a lot.
Yeah.
Two of the
also, Tom Brady versus Jameis Winston. That's kind of an underrated one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget about that.
Yeah, there you
go. Who knows? Drew Brees could get hurt again, and then we'll see that legendary matchup. Just joking around, but he'll get to throw to the Bucs again.
To Tampa players in that game.
Yeah.
And then I am not looking at this game right now, but I believe it is a game. I think it's the Saints versus Packers. Yes, it is, because we play the NFC South.
Mm-hmm.
So Saints versus Packers, Aaron Rodgers versus Drew Brees. They don't play each other very often either, so that's going to be a fun one. Both guys were actually left off of the list that was made the previous season of the all-time players at their positions. Both Aaron Rodgers and Drew Brees were not on that list, I believe, and at least that's what I heard from something I was watching. So that should be a fun one to watch. And then, as we're talking about quarterbacks, I actually have 2 more to talk about regarding the quarterback position. Chiefs is coming up twice. They're coming up a lot because they have a lot of good games throughout this whole season. But one is the Chiefs at the Buccaneers, Tom Brady versus Patrick Mahomes. Mm-hmm. He's on a different team now. Obviously, Tom Brady, he's not with the Patriots anymore, so it's not going to be their classic Patriots-Chiefs rivalry
that we saw.
But it's going to be a Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes game again, and those have always been good so far. They provided us with a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I do want to give a shout-out to the Buffalo Bills really quickly. I think last year they had one primetime game. They had the game on Thanksgiving as well, but they actually got flexed to that game. This year, I think they have 4, if I'm not mistaken.
They deserve it.
Yeah, and they do. I'm glad to see them getting some credit, and I think they have one of the highlighting games. They're playing the 49ers coming up. Not sure what week that is, but that's one to look out for.
I'm glad that Buffalo's finally getting some loves. I really feel that they're going to be a true contender this year and take that next step.
Yeah, their fans deserve it too. They need some more primetime games.
Yep.
Bills Mafia.
That's true.
Yeah.
And then, so with that being said, I'll jump back on the Chiefs game train as we talk about some more matchups. Patrick Mahomes versus Lamar Jackson again in the Ravens. That should be a fun one to watch.
Yeah, that was the
great
presumptive
game
AFC
before.
Championship game last year.
The two MVPs
It didn't
going off
happen.
against each other. Mahomes won it 2 years ago, you can say 2 years ago, and then last year, Lamar Jackson obviously got the award for MVP. So that should be a fun game to watch. It was fun last year, and there's two AFC greats that will be facing up against each other. That game could mean a lot, although it is early. So it's September 28th. And then as we go along this Chiefs train, we get to another one. It is the Chiefs and the Saints. It is Drew Brees and Patrick Mahomes. I don't know if we've ever seen that yet, have we?
Not that I recall.
think we have.
I don't think so.
So that should be a fun one to see them going up against each other. And then one more, I don't know if we talked about it or not, Aaron Rodgers versus Tom Brady. Actually, you mentioned it before,
Yeah.
quarterbacks.
Yeah, it's so strange that this is only, I think they're 1-1 against each other. So this might be the final time they play against each other in their careers. Tom Brady just left the Patriots, and maybe who knows? Maybe Aaron Rodgers does something similar with the Packers coming up here. So maybe he's following suit. I don't want to speak too early on any of that, but I mean, you never know. Also, Jordan, you said that I just want to bring this up, a little conversation here, just to see what you guys think. But you were talking about the Chiefs and Ravens game, and the second-year quarterbacks have seemed to be highly favored to win the MVP here. So who do you think the second-year quarterback could be that would do that this year? Is it Kyler Murray? Is it Dwayne Haskins? Daniel Jones? Drew Lock?
Well, I just want to step in and say something.
Because they have some pretty good scheduled games as well. So
Yeah, well, I first wanted to step in and say something. First of all, this is on Ryan's behalf, and this is kind of off topic, but you did mention Lamar Jackson. Ryan has his differing opinions on Lamar Jackson than the rest of the world. He thinks that even though he just won MVP, he is going to suck, and the Ravens are going to suck.
I think suck is a strong word.
Decline.
They're not going to go 0-16.
I just wanted to mention that, but that's another video for another time. That was just something on my mind. Thought I should mention it and throw it out there. But we talk about the quarterbacks that could win MVP this year with the tradition, and really, I don't think any of them will. I think that they have some great talents. I think Kyler Murray is definitely going to have a bigger role than last year. He's got a good offense around him now. He's got some better parts. He upgraded the offensive line. Obviously got Nuke Hopkins out of Houston. Ryan, not too happy about that one as a Texans fan, but that offense did get a lot better. So that would be the number one guy that I had to put there. I don't think any of them will win it, but that is the number one guy I'd say that who was a rookie last year, just because he's in the best situation. Although Drew Lock does have a lot of weapons around him, but we really haven't seen much of them yet.
Yeah, those two topics right there could be videos for the future. But I did want to just bring that conversation up because that seems to be interesting, and they do have some tough teams on their schedules that they're going to have to get past if they truly want to win that award. So I just want to tie it together there. Mm-hmm. Do you guys have any last games that you want to mention before we wrap this puppy up?
Well, I got one.
All right.
And we can't not bring up this game because
I think I know what you're saying.
It's historic
for
the table.
That's right.
Texans Bears week 14.
That's
Come on,
right.
we got to talk about that one.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a fun matchup between us at the table. Hopefully by that time Ryan is able to sit back in this seat and we can have a nice conversation. But now we got a social distance from him because of all this stuff going on right now with the COVID-19 virus. So hopefully he's back here and I'll say the word again, rivalry can keep going. I said it a bit better that time.
There you go.
But that should be a fun one for us. Ryan's been waiting for this one a long time.
We all have.
Yeah, but Ryan especially because he doesn't get to see many Texans Bears fan. He is family with Bears fans really. So he's the only Texans fan. They have the things going every week. They have traditions of a flag that they put outside their house. I'm sure he can tell you more about.
The Bears flag will be going up after that week.
So that's a huge game for him.
We'll see.
It's already started.
Crazy,
And also the last one was in Houston, so now it gets to come back to Chicago, and Ryan has a chance to get to go to that game and watch his Texans take on our Bears.
Yeah, that's going to be...
Hopefully everything will be calmed down enough to the point where we could all go to that game, because that's going to be fun. I've been waiting for this one for a long time. First thing I looked for was this game when I opened up the schedule.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome.
Mm-hmm. So that's one of them. Ryan, did you want to talk about that tradition you do real quick?
Oh, what, the flag thing?
Yeah, I think it's interesting.
Oh yeah, so we got a little garden flag outside our house. We got a Texans flag and a Bears flag, and if you usually say the Bears win and the Texans lose, the Bears flag goes up. Vice versa, Texans win, Bears lose, the Texan flag goes up for the duration of the week. And then if they both do the same thing, say they both lose or they both win, then because I'm outnumbered, the Bears flag goes up.
That's
So
right.
yeah, that's kind of our little tradition there. So yeah, Tyler, you mentioned it. You guys both mentioned it. Actually, what flag will fly after this game on December 13th? I'm 7 months from now
Bear
about.
down,
yeah,
baby.
I'm really, really excited for that one. I really hope that we're allowed to, have fans in the stands. So we can actually see that one in person because I know we'll all be there if we're allowed to.
Absolutely, that should be fun if it ever does come to that. And then, as we're on the video of games, I just want to talk about two more. We could possibly see the matchup between Tua and Joe Burrow. Possibly
Yeah.
if they play. And I think it's, who is it, Herbert? And is it Tua or Burrow? I know the Chargers play one of those teams.
Chargers play the Bengals week 1.
Yeah,
That's
what it is.
interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're
Will
both
we
going
could
to
possibly
win.
see
Burrow and
Herbert versus
I mean,
Burrow.
who knows?
Who knows? Yeah, you're right.
Those are just two other ones I want to throw out there. We'll see who's starting in those games because Tua and Herbert might not start right away. Joe Burrow is on set to start right away. Just want to throw that out there.
Yeah, so on that note, we're going to end this one off. We're all very excited for that Texans-Bears game, so hope you stick around for that week to see the rivalry continue. It's getting to me, too, a little bit.
As you just said that, I'm sorry to butt in because I know you want to end this video soon, but you said Texans-Bears. I just wanted to say that was actually one of our group chat names between the three of us at one point.
Yes.
It was called Texans-Bears. So you're getting a little glimpse into our lives today in this
There you
video.
go.
Yeah.
Just
Said a
thought it was
lot of
something
names,
interesting to
but
say.
that was one
Yes,
of them.
so this is what happens when you stick around towards the end of a touchdown table video.
Yeah, we just go
Yep.
on. I mean, really.
All
We
right.
talk forever.
Yeah, we're not going to do that, though. We're going to
Sure.
end this puppy off right here.
You
So
want me
thank
to?
you guys for watching this video. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to our channel, hit the notification bell. Comment down below some of your favorite games for your team or in general. We'd love to see what you guys think. And with that, we will see you guys later.
See ya.
So,